Okay guys, here we are. We are at the final day where everything's about to go to shit. Let's go up into the place, and before you do, you might want to equip some things. I think the only thing you really need is a bunny hood. Run on up. Sis! Damn! Swamp Mountain, Ocean Canyon. Hurry, the four are there. Bring them here. That's it. I won't let things go the way you expect them to. Oh, whatever. Hehe. Those look above you. If something that can be stopped, then just try to stop it. Alright, let's waste no time. Remember the Oath to Order song? Right down a... down right up. No. Now, if you've done everything right, when you play this song, something good will happen. My, that moon is huge. But that's no big deal, because we got the giants. And I like how they can just stomp all over the world like nobody's business. I think I showed it off screen, but if you, not off screen, but I think I showed it before where if you don't have them all, they come and they try to hold up the moon, but it doesn't work because they're not all there. But anyway, the giants walk up with their big bodies and big faces, and they're like, alright guys, let's do this. Let's hold this up. You're like, yep, go on, throw your hands up. Yep, there we go. Okay. Now on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, push! I mean, it looks like they're really struggling. That's the cool part. And with all 4 of them there, it stops. Just barely, though. And they're holding on to nothing, yes. They're using their minds to hold it up. But yeah, the moon's just stuck there now. It stopped. We did it! It stopped! Sis! Tail! Good, we made it in time. The Giant's call worked on the Skull Kid. Hey, Skull Kid, do you realize what you've been doing to everyone? Wait, sis, don't be so hard on the Skull Kid. Tail, you're protecting him. Aren't you mad at him for hitting you so much? He was lonely, the Skull Kid. He was trying to destroy everything around him. That is not the same as a lonely child. We can't allow that. The power of the max made him do it. It was too much for the Skull Kid to handle. It's because he doesn't know his place. On top of having a weak will and no strength of heart, he's a fool. Certainly, he had far too many weaknesses to use my power. Yeah, that's right. Admit your stupidity. Huh? Whoa. A puppet that can no longer be used is mere garbage. This puppet's role has just ended. It can't be! Then that moon? I shall consume everything. And the giants don't know what to expect. All of a sudden it starts moving again and they're like, holy shit. Ah, this isn't good. Let's go back. Hurry, the Song of Time. No. You've got to be kidding. Don't tell me you're going up there. I won't do it. You go by yourself. I'm staying here with Tail. I'll go. What? What are you saying, Tail? Is something wrong with you? I don't always want to be running away. If only I'd been stronger, the Skull Kid wouldn't have... I understand. I'll go. After all this time, Tail, you've gotten really stubborn. Just like someone else I know. You know, you guys really are stupid. Wait a minute. What the? This can't be right. Didn't we just go up like a vortex of like evil energy? Why are we here? And why is time stopped? Oh well. Oh, hello there, kids. You talk to them, they're like, ah, nice weather, isn't it? Max, you have a lot. You too, will you be a Max salesman? Then I'll play with you. So, the Max, give me some. No. You won't play? Oh. So right now, I don't want to give them the Max, because there's secret dungeons that you do, and the problem is that I have trouble doing them, and you also need bomb chews for one thing, for one of them. So I don't want to do them right now. The only person we need to talk to is this guy here that actually has Majora's Max on. Now, we got plenty of time, so let's go ahead and do this. If you talk to me, he's like, will you play with me? Sure. You have only weak masks. So, you'll play? Now, he only says this if you haven't talked to the other kids and handed over your max yet, because you get something if you do. But I'll show that off in another run of this. So anyway, you'll play? Well, shall we go? And you get brought here. Now you walk forward and your max that are remains pop out. And they go and bed themselves into the wall. And you're like, okay. But then Majora's Max itself pops out of the wall. But it's all nasty tentacles and goes, Majora's Mask. I'm badass. Anyway, Bio is like, remember your battles. When something resistant would deflect your weapon, what was its backside usually like? Good question. But I think we want some light arrows. Yeah, what you notice is it's actually pretty difficult to hit this guy. I don't think you have to use light arrows. I'm only using them because I have unlimited magic, so I might as well try them. Ah, I missed. Oh, that's why I need the bunny hood on. Yeah, if you notice, you hit him and like he gets knocked away, so you want to try to take him out with like a jump attack or something. And thankfully, unlike Andros, his tentacles won't grab you and suck the life out of you. Yeah, just be glad that you have unlimited time in this fight, because if you didn't, this would be ridiculous. Anyway, we're not having much luck with the light arrows, so let's just go back to regular arrows. Come to life. You can focus your attacks on him, or you can totally ignore him. The problem is if you don't, attack him, you'll notice that they try to hit you with stuff. So what you have to do at this time is reflect the beam that he's shooting at you back at him. Oh, I wasn't expecting that to happen. As you notice, I haven't even taken much damage from this fight either. During this mode, you don't even have to really run up to him and damage him. I think she might say something like that. No, No, she doesn't. I couldn't find him. So somehow I managed to block it, which is good. It's kind of hard to hold it on him with the GameCube controller as well. That was the last arrow I just had. I like how Link gets moved backwards from the beam as it hits his shield. It's kind of neat how they took that into effect. There, that's one form down. Now he grows legs. And an eye. Majora's incarnation. Maybe about when you fought things that ran around, didn't you battle them using your own body? Oh yeah. Now this part of the fight is actually a ton easier if you use the Great Fairy Sword because of its reach and all that, you know? Because, basically, let me just show it off. I'm gonna go ahead and show it off a little bit. Because I have no arrows anyway, so I might as well show just how nice this is. See, I got him just by hitting him with this. And see how that just took him out almost immediately? Yeah. For the last form here, he puts like on the head of Ganon type thing. Grabs these whips, and it's called Majora's Wrath. When you had a chance before an enemy was about to attack, didn't you usually try shooting it? Well, I'm out of arrows. So what you do, you just move up towards him and hold the shield out so he can't hit you with the whips. And then when you get close enough, quickly jump attack him so he can't hit you. Now another thing I could have done to make my life a little bit easier was actually grab what's it called? Some berries. But I didn't, so I figured we'd love to have it sword. See, look how much that does to him. Yeah, that's his most devastating move, by the way. Got him. And that's it right there. Now, I made that look harder than it really is. Because it actually is a lot easier than it looks. Especially if you do the other thing you can do. But anyway, what happens is after you defeat him, the moon starts vaporizing. And the townspeople are all surprised and happy. You're nowhere to be found though yet, which is strange. Got a little bit of lag here. And yes, the music is somewhat from Star Fox 64, sadly. But you can't blame them. And the only reason I'm getting all this lag is probably from my Nintendo Wii being on for so long. And so much stuff being on the screen. Dawn of a new day. I don't get to play any during this. This is just like a little cutscene. Ah, he's awake. Anyway, the giants are still here. And they're looking at the Skull Kid. And he's like, you guys, you hadn't forgotten about me? No. You still thought of me as a friend? So yeah, all the giants leave. Peace is restored. Skull Kid finally noticed that you're even there, and he's like, Did you save me? I thought they didn't want to be friends with me. But they hadn't forgotten about me. Friends are a nice thing to have. Could you be my friend too? This line is very famous. You have the same smell as the fairy kid who taught me that song in the woods. Yes, this right here is what's gotten people confused about. Like, this started a big debate on the Zelda timeline, which I'm not going to go into. You can find it all over the place online. But it's like, everybody knows that Majora's Mask followed Ocarina of Time, you know, and that it makes sense that the reason why the Skull Kid here recognizes Link is because he did in fact meet him in the woods. So it makes sense. But everybody's kind of at the same time, and I don't know why I said I'm not going into it, and I'm going into it, but everyone's always like, but this is supposed to be an alternate dimension from, you know, the regular Ocarina of Time storyline, so how is it that he would recognize him? We're not supposed to know that. But anyway, I know, let's do something. Oh, so the evil has left the max after all. I finally have it back. Since I am in the midst of my travels, I must bid you farewell. I like how the school kid's like, oh, please don't say anything to me. Please don't say anything to me. Oh my god, don't. Shouldn't you be returning home as well? Whenever there is a meeting, a parting is sure to follow. However, that parting need not last forever. Whether a parting be forever or merely for a short time, that is up to you. With that, please excuse me. Truer words have never been spoken. But my, you sure have managed to make quite a number of people happy. The max you are filled with happiness. This is truly a good happiness. Now, even if you did give all your max away, he says that too. Because that's what you end up doing, is giving them all away. But for something a lot better. Well, both of us have gotten what we were after, so this is where you and I part ways, isn't it? You know, it was kind of fun. Well, it's almost time for the carnival to begin. So why don't you just leave and go about your business? The rest of us have a carnival to go to. This is what I never understood here. If I was Link, I would be like, well, I could stay and enjoy the carnival for a bit, but I understand he has an important mission, so it's at the same time, it's kind of like a double-edged sword, you know? It's like, although it would be nice to go and have fun, he does want to go back out and do what he was setting out to do in the first place, so, yeah. I love that last look he gives. Mike! Thank you. And yes, this is the credits of Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. I hope you guys enjoyed coming through this game with me. And don't worry, there will be bonus episodes of what happens if you do give all your masks away. And there will also be bonus episodes of using only, well, maybe, I don't know exactly. Oh yeah, and if you did all the things that you, like, if you did every single thing you could in the game, you get this scene here. You don't have to, like, go and, you know, do the mission for that. Which is like save all the eggs and all that. She just gets her voice back. I guess I'll wait till after the credits, after it shows all this stuff, before I give all my stuff. There's the pirates, and they're about to go back out to sea for some reason. But they end up turning back, because they're just too pussy-whipped. They're like, yeah, I can't do it. But their fortress is still mighty as ever, you know? They're still walking around there, doing God knows what. And this music kind of reminds me of the music that plays at the end of, like, Paper Mario and stuff like that. Those two are still fighting. Who knows over what? They're all happy. There's the postman. If you remember right, he ran off when we got his hat. And that's why it shows him coming back. I think it still does even if you don't get the postman's hat, because I think I haven't got it before and had that problem. And if you teach the girls to dance, they're doing the dance. And that creepy guard is still watching, if I remember right. Yeah, there he is. The ultimate sketch. Anyway, there's all the great fairies. I think you still see them all too, even if you don't save them all, because I remember seeing them at the end. Somehow she shoots all 3 of them, which is bullshit, because she only shot 1 arrow, it looked like. But yeah, her sister's applauding her and all that, and she's like, I know, I'm awesome. And you see the bomb shop owners, mother and son, it's so cute. And the cuckoo owner, he's all happy because his cuckoos have all grown, and he still got to see them even though the world didn't end like he was expecting it to. The circus leader guy Corman got to see the Indigos play at the bar like he was hoping. And the music player guy gets to play for everyone as well, which he was happy about. Now this scene here, you only get if you have gotten the couple's mask, because I know that for a fact, because I never saw this one. And what's really cool is, as you notice, Anju's like by herself walking towards the camera, and she reaches out her hand and grabs what looks like another person's hand, but you don't get to see that person, because see, it blocks your view from seeing him. Now, there was a lot of debate over why. Most people just say that maybe they didn't want to make an adult version of Cafe, or they just want to leave it to assumption that he did get back to normal. And then you finally get to see who that Deku that we saw in the first place was, and it's his son, yep. And that's never explained how that happened. You know, like I said, it never explained why he ended up getting stuck there like that as a tree. But we get to see Link leaving. And so here's a good point to kind of give my thing for the game. Now, I'll kind of give it 2 forms. The original N64 version and this version. But I'm not going to like go into the separate things. I'm just going to give you what I give the overall for N64 version and then the separate parts for this version. For the N64 version, because I was younger when I beat it, I would give it like, you know, a 7 out of 10. Mainly because I had so much trouble getting all this stuff and thought it was really difficult when it really isn't. But for this version, I'm going to have to say that a lot of the stuff that you get to do is really nice. So like, for example, gameplay. For the version of this, the gameplay actually is better in my opinion, because like they really incorporated the GameCube, or if you so choose, the classic controller. The only thing I can complain about is the ocarina playing was a lot harder in this version because, you know, you had to use the C stick, which many people are like, no, that's more precision. I'm like, no, not for me. Then you got, so like I give it a 10, pretty much a 9 out of 10. Storyline, 10 out of 10, definitely. I mean, the storyline is pretty fluid. There's only a few things you can do off the beaten path, you know. And each one of them is really nice and doesn't even take too much away from the story. Graphics, 10 out of 10. I mean, it's not HD like the new one that was released on, that's supposed to be getting released on the Wii U if I'm not mistaken. It's not HD, but hell, it's still good for not being HD. I mean, I have an HD TV here and it looks wonderful, you know? Let's see. I'm starting to get scared because like once it starts hitting the 40 mark, if it's just not even close, I'm like gonna be like, oh my god, it's gonna take forever to upload. So pretty much overall, 10 out of 10. Because, I mean, for this version, being older, being mature, being able to, like, get everything except for, of course, the heart pieces that I've never been able to find in any of my Let's Plays, I have to say I did really good making it through this, and everything being really nice and simple for those who are not really hardened Zelda players. They can still have fun with this and be able to figure everything out, even if they do have to use a guide. Anyway, this is over, and when I return tomorrow, possibly, depending on what time it is, it all depends on what happens tomorrow, I'll probably be playing a new Let's Play and come back to this later to do the bonus episodes. Unless, of course, maybe if I get a bunch of comments saying, do it now or I will hunt you down and beat you with a bat, then maybe I'll do it. But, because I know someone might be tempted to do that. But yes, I really hope you guys enjoyed this. By the way, there's no skipping this scene. So you have to reset the system or turn it off, whichever you decide to do. Well, if it's the N64 version, you have to turn it off, because I don't think there was a reset button, was there? No, my N64 is not in here. At least not nearby. It's probably in my closet or something. Anyway, as I said, I hope you guys really enjoyed this, and I hope you enjoy the future Let's Plays I come up with, because I know the next one's going to be really enjoyable for some. Till then, everyone, bye.